When I met my husband, he was a Doritos and chocolate milk type of guy. And if you've looked around on my channel, you'll know that I'm a huge health nut. So how did I deal with this? Hi everyone, Mireille Nicole here, relationship coach. And today I want to talk about what do you do when your partner maybe isn't on the same health journey as you are. I get a lot of women come to me who one of the big complaints is that their husband isn't practicing healthy habits just like they are. They might be on this journey of improving their nutrition, improving their fitness, but then they see their man, on the couch, just texting or phubbing and eating Doritos or chips, maybe drinking beer or whatever it could be. So let's talk about that. And first, just a disclaimer, I'm not suggesting that you tolerate this or that you lower your standards, but here's my experience, what I did about that, and some of the things that I considered. So when I met my husband, he really liked chocolate milk. He really loved Doritos. He still loves Doritos, I think. He would go to bed late. He had other unhealthy habits. And like I said, I'm pretty much a health nut. Now, obviously, when I met my husband, I was not at the level of health that I am at now, right? It's a spectrum, it's a journey, and we were both at a certain place when we met, and we're at drastically different places now. And I want to share with you the journey. Granted, he did have some healthy habits when we met. Like I know in the beginning, he would always make us oatmeal in the morning from scratch. He was into CrossFit, into mountain biking, so he really had the fitness down. And you could see that he was definitely having some interest in nutrition choices, but he definitely had a different vision of health than I did back in the day. I was pretty interested in fitness also, and I was really interested in nutrition and living a non-toxic lifestyle. And I have to say at the beginning, obviously, we were both on our best behavior when it came to some of our habits and our fitness and our nutrition. We would work out together a lot. I was making smoothies, he was making us oatmeal, and we were going to bed pretty much at the same time most of the time. But I have to say, over the course of our relationship, and I talk about this a lot, right? Before I had the tools and the skills I teach about in these videos and coach my clients on, our relationship started getting rocky. And I did notice that when things weren't going so good between the two of us in terms of our dynamic, some of the healthy habits started slipping away and some of those unhealthy habits started really taking over again. And at the beginning, that really bothered me because if you're kind of in a similar situation where I was back then, you might be thinking, how can I be with someone who's not healthy when health is so important to me? And I'm taking all these steps to try to be healthier and physically, maybe even emotionally, nutritionally, all these levels, and to not have a partner doing that or trying to be doing that while you see someone else doing the opposite can be hard to stay motivated. And you kind of start wondering, hey, are we compatible if we're not on the same kind of journey or if we don't have that same fundamental value or belief? That was really at the forefront of my mind for a long time. And I noticed the more I tried to push health and my habits on him and started kind of commenting and making these remarks about what he was doing, the worse it was getting, the more he was pushing back. So I'm going to share with you 3 things that I started doing that made it so our relationship started getting strong again. And you know what? At the end of the day, he started becoming as interested in health as I did. One day he came back and he had talked to a friend who was sharing with him the movie Game Changer, and he made us watch it. And I want you to remember this story when I talk about the 3 things I did, right? Note that I said I tried to encourage him to do healthy things and it wasn't working. And then his friend suggested we watch the movie Game Changer. And pretty much overnight, we became vegan. Now, I have to say that I've been the more strict vegan person. I do make exceptions every now and then if you know me, full disclosure, right? But I tend to be a lot more strict with that. Whereas over the years, as we've become vegan, my husband has made more exceptions. And at the beginning, I was kind of like, oh, is he going to go back? And that kind of, I could feel that inside of me. I was still doing the work on myself, but I've come to realize that everyone's on their own journey and you have to respect that. And I'll share more about that in a minute. As things started getting better between us, my husband also set up this home gym for us. He started working out regularly. Again, we started doing a lot more physical activity together, initiated by him. I'm not the one who had to drag him out. We even went on vacation at an all-inclusive on the beach and he was getting our butts in the gym. Also, my husband takes so many more vitamins and supplements than I do. Literally, we have this cabinet and his vitamins are just taking over. And he's the one that encourages me to look up certain nutrients and different vitamins and stuff. I'm not the one doing that towards him. Okay, so you must be very curious to know what I did, how this happened. I can't take full credit, obviously. Like I said, I believe everyone's on their own journeys and things have to happen. We have to experience our own experiences in life to really reach a turning point and make changes or to grow or progress. So the first thing I did when I started realizing that me me being pushy or trying to impose my beliefs or my values onto my partner was that I started to practice acceptance. I started to accept that we were on different health journeys, that maybe his journey would look different than mine, right? There would be up and downs. And that's kind of what I was sharing when I was talking about how, he was less strict about veganism, that he goes back to being more strict. And there's kind of an ebb and flow. And for me, it's been a lot more stable, but I've learned to accept that that's okay. And honestly, it has nothing to do with me. And I'm better off really just focusing on my journey and what I'm doing, because really that's what is under my control, and that's kind of more of my business. And I didn't get mad that it was his friend who recommended a movie to us that got him to make health changes. I just accepted that that was the experience that he had to go through. That's how he had to hear it. And you know what? Maybe all the things that I had done leading up to it helped that moment become the catalyst. And at the end of the day, if you think about feminine and masculine energy, which I really, really strongly believe in, men like to be the one to solve problems, fix things. So when I, as the woman, was trying to fix his health issues or his health values, that was me being in my masculine. And that's usually not going to lead to the most passionate and strong dynamic between the two of you. So in a way, I was actually glad that he got the information, or the catalyst was someone else, and then he could bring it back to me so that he could be in his masculine and I could stay in my feminine and receive that information and receive the benefit of him taking a step closer to where I was at or where I was going. Number 2, I stopped stressing about his unhealthy habits or where he was at on his health journey. Stress is a huge negative influence on our health. When we're stressed out, when we're in fight or flight, when we have that cortisol shooting up in our bodies and we're not getting chased by a saber-toothed tiger and we're not burning it off in any way, that breaks down in our bodies into toxic substances and can suppress our immune system. So really, if you're really on that health journey and you really value health, you will want to really prioritize not feeling stressed out about things and not worrying about what he's doing what your partner is doing on a health level and what that means and what that could lead to or not lead to. So I really stopped stressing out about it. And I really focused on the things that I loved about my partner. Like, I have to say, I'm not saying here, right, that you tolerate things or lower your standards. Like I said earlier, like there were guys I've dated before. And again, they were into like cheeseburgers and milkshakes. And that totally turned me off, right? There weren't other aspects of this person that aligned with my dream man that really brought those feelings that I desired for in my relationship. So I encourage you to, instead of just focusing on that aspect, to really broaden your view and to really look at all the other qualities. Are they there and are they strong enough to keep you in this relationship? And that goes whether you're with someone, you're married, in a relationship, or if you're dating also. Keep your opportunities open, because people change, people grow, people evolve, especially when people like us are in their lives who are on that growth journey too and can lead by example. And that's a segue into number 3, which is leading by example. Like I said, I really focused on my own journey. I started letting go of where my partner was on his health journey, and we ended up aligning, and we continue to align more and more. And sometimes we cross. And sometimes we sway away a bit more, and then we keep coming back, and we both have our own journeys, but we're there together. I'm leading by example, and now he gets to lead by example. Now he reminds me to take my vitamins. He's the one, like I said, dragging me to the gym where I would just lay down on the beach in the sun. Your best bet is to focus on having a loving relationship, having fun with your partner, filling your own cup, meeting your own needs as much as possible, and then getting your needs met by your partner as a bonus. The more you guys have fun as a couple, laugh together, the more that's going to create a ripple effect, and the more you guys are going to want to be together and take influence from each other. So bottom line here, remember all the reasons you fell in love with this person or that you're attracted to this person that you're dating, and really focus on accepting, leading by example, but do not lower your standards. Now, this is complicated. There's nuance here, I know. If you have any questions about that or comments, leave them below. I will get back to you. I may even record another video to respond more in depth. But if you want personalized one-on-one support with that, there's a link in the description. Reach out to me and we can have a chat. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.